The Jupiter Cazimi is happening on June 24th at 11:16 a.m. Eastern Time. So June 9th, Jupiter entered Cancer for the start of its year-long transit through the cardinal water sign. It takes Jupiter approximately 1 year to move through one sign of the zodiac, so it's on a 12-year cycle. Every 12 years, it means it's in Cancer, it's in Virgo, it's in etc. So it was in Gemini, and if you missed my reflections on this, again, you can head over to my YouTube channel. I break down, and I also give examples for myself to put it in context, as well as talking with some students about their charts and looking back at Jupiter in Gemini and using that to gear up for now Jupiter being in Cancer, where it will be for the next year into late June 2026. Jupiter represents luck, expansion, wisdom, and Cancer is highly intuitive. It has a lot of an emphasis on its emotions, so either being kind of a softie, but then being guarded in some capacity. So it could be kind of quick to emotions or concealing them in a little bit, but they're still there and they're very potent. And Cancer is also the caretaker and nurturer. When we're talking about a Cazimi, Cazimi means in the heart of the sun. And Cazimis occur twice for any planet that goes retrograde. So the moon, the sun are out, but it's engaging with the sun. And it's when a planet conjoins the sun, so meets up at the same degree point of the same sign in both direct motion and retrograde motion. Jupiter is in direct motion right now because it just moved forward, ingressed into the sign of Cancer. But what this is telling us is that it's now at the halfway point. So in the months since it last retrograded, it's now halfway to retrograding again. So we'll have a few months time and then it will retrograde back up, go forward. But all of it will be contained within Cancer. So this is happening at 3 degrees of Cancer, as I mentioned before. That's because it's only a few weeks from it entering Cancer on the 9th to the 24th when it is actually Cazimiing. And in this case, the life areas in Cancer, we can expect to see a boost. One in general, so wherever Cancer happens to be in your chart, but also, and by wherever, I mean looking at the 3 degree point, because if you have multiple houses, we just want to focus at 3 degrees, so it's only going to be one house that we're talking about here. But Cancer overall, whatever that house theme is, could be experiencing a boost. Plus, we want to pull in what Cancer is representing. So you could have an especially sparkly day when it comes to your intuition. It could be really lit up. You could be feeling like you're in a flow state. You could experience some ancestral healing or receive knowledge, again, Jupiter being wisdom, or even an expansion of your perspective. So that's where we're fusing the Cancerian ideas with the energy of Jupiter as well. The thing to watch out for on this Jupiter Cazimi day is not excessively caretaking. We have to make sure we're filling our own cup. With Jupiter in Cancer, we may want to be giving a lot. And so in this entire year ahead, we have to make sure, in addition to caretaking for others, that we are caretaking for ourselves. And when we have a Cazimi day, it could be extra amplified. So that's it feels like a positive, but it's the lower vibrational side because we can always do too much with Jupiter because it is boundless. Other thing on that day is maybe focusing a lot on the past because of the fact that Cancer holds so much ancestral knowledge. A Cazimi in the 7th house for Jupiter, it could mean a big boost, really in understanding your relationship. So if you're in a relationship, maybe you are really recognizing more of the depth of it, or you're deciding that you want more from it. You want something bigger, deeper, more expansive. If you're not in a relationship, you could gain some insights into the types of characteristics that you are looking for in a partner. First house for Stephanie, that's going to be looking at your identity. So you could have some big, big truth bombs being dropped about who you are, how you want to present yourself, maybe even your appearance. So you could be, I don't know. I mean, normally when we're talking about changing our appearance, like dyeing our hair or getting a piercing, normally we're looking at Venus transits. But in theory, if you wanted, if you wanted to do something on that day, you could. Because ultimately, for Jupiter Cazimis, we feel optimistic. We feel really inspired. We want to take inspired action. So being mindful of it, because we want to make sure we don't regret that decision. But you could be feeling pretty abundant and in flow, just in really recalibrating who you are as a person. You could feel especially empowered to share and learn and develop more. Because over the next year, you're going to be looking at how can you expand, how can you grow as an individual and who you are. And this Cazimi day will just be a big, big catalyst for change, or maybe having some ahas in that sense, or receiving. It's the abundance, things coming to you. Struggling to find 3 degrees in the first house. So when you're looking at the chart, it'll have a bunch of little tick marks in it. And depending on how it's set up, but it should be that there's small tick marks and then there's large tick marks that are usually representing every 5. So you're looking for just the 3 tick marks in to the sign of Cancer. But overall, as a Cancer rising, it should be first house. So same thing I just said for Stephanie. And what you'd want to look at is how close is the sun, how close is the ascendant, how close is the south node. If they are 0 to 8 degrees of Cancer, then they can get picked up by this Cazimi and kind of they can also be lit up as well. So it could be activating your ego, your sense of passion and purpose. It could be activating your life path, activating things that you need to release and how you're getting out of your comfort zone. Honestly, kind of some different related themes all in one spot. So if any of those happen to be within 0 to 8, they can be part of the conversation. If not, they just happen to be in the same sign and Jupiter's going to hit them as it moves through Cancer over the next year.